There's an old saying that states, it's not what you know, but who you know. And this old saying is still really relevant in this day and age, even though we have access to tons of digital strategies to market our business. The old-fashioned networking, collaborations, and partnerships and referrals are still a great way to get clients and get business. Because when we can leverage other audiences in the online space and use collaborations and partnerships to really expand our reach, we have more opportunities to get in front of our ideal clients. And this can really magnify and expand your own marketing efforts as another avenue for you to get clients. So if you think of your marketing or your business as a octopus and your marketing is all of the tentacles, the more tentacles that we put out there, the more chances we have of connecting with clients and then bringing them in. So while we don't want to go overboard and do tons of different strategies and be all over the place, if we're strategic and methodical about choosing where we put our time and effort into our marketing in a way that is designed to get those tentacles out to the right places, then like I said, we're going to have more chance of actually attracting or connecting with those ideal clients that you want to work with and who need your products and services. In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you 2 really simple and effective strategies to use networking in the online business world. The first is around finding the congregation points of your audience and actually leveraging an already established group or platform to connect with your ideal or potential clients. And the second is around building collaborative partnerships with other industry professionals. When we are going out there trying to network as an online business owner, we really need to focus on finding the congregation points of our ideal client. So in the online business world, this might be things like groups, programs, platforms, events, or even the following of another established brand or business. And so a congregation point is basically just a meeting point where your potential client could be spending time or hanging out. Now, the 2 things that I just mentioned, the 2 strategies, they all kind of come back to finding these congregation points. These are really, really important points because when you can kind of like become a part of those congregation points, you literally have your ideal client or a pool of your potential ideal client right there at your fingertips. So I'm going to go through in a lot more depth in terms of how to actually use these 2 strategies, but in a nutshell, that's kind of like the 2 ways that you can go about it. So the first strategy being actually becoming a part of that group. Now, you can maybe think of this as something where you're like infiltrating or pretending to be someone that you're not. It's not about that whatsoever. The point is to actually find these groups and provide value to them. You want to go into a group of your potential ideal clients. For example, for me, it might be going into a group of coaches who actually provide support and value to in the group and get myself seen and visible in a group that is literally filled with exactly who I want to work with. So while we want to always be using our inbound attraction-based marketing methods, having another strategy in place where we're actually going out to those platforms and those groups that our ideal client is hanging out on just increases our ability to get seen by our ideal client, which is always a good thing. So the first step to doing this is firstly to find the group. So find your ICA congregation point. So a good place to look initially is Facebook groups. That's generally, an easy one to find. But in addition to this, it could also be coaching programs. It could also be masterminds, big events like virtual summits or like workshops, or even in-person events when things go back to normal. These are all great places to actually find groups of people or your ideal potential client and then become a part of that group. So again, we're not trying to infiltrate this group or pretend to be something that we're not and then try and pitch our services. It's not about that whatsoever. It's more about going into a group that you know that you can help and provide value to without asking for a sale. And going back to our attraction-based marketing method, again, it's all about providing value and getting visible. That's our first step towards actually getting clients, is actually just attracting them, creating awareness, getting visible. And this is just another way to do that. So once you're a part of the group, if you go down the Facebook group route, you want to then be connecting with the members and participating with the conversation that's going on. And you do this by giving value, starting conversations, asking questions, and all of this being relative to the pain points, challenges, goals, and desires that your ideal client has, and the offers that you have developed in your business and things that you do. So I want to just reiterate, you're not going into this group trying to sell anything. You are going in there trying to provide value, and you continue to provide value. You should not be going into any groups pitching. It's more about getting seen and visible to your ICA through these congregation points, these really saturated or condensed parts of the internet that are full of your potential clients. This does just bring me to a little bit of a side note that I want to mention. Something that I see a lot of newer business owners doing is building a audience and following full of their competitors. Now, what we're going to go through next is obviously building collaborative partnerships, which is really, really powerful. But you want to build an audience full of your ideal clients, like full of people that would potentially buy from you, and your competitors are not going to buy from you. So all of your content should be aligned to your ideal client, and so should the effort you're putting into finding and working on these congregation points and giving value in these groups, because if you're doing it the other way around and you're only in groups with your competitors and you're only talking industry stuff and you're not actually connecting with your ideal client, and you're not creating content that solves a problem or positions you as an expert or builds brand awareness and authority in the eyes of your ideal client, then you're not going to attract the right people in it. So becoming a part of a group filled with your ideal client is a really great way to get more visible, increase the likelihood of building an audience full of your ideal clients and people that need what you're selling. And another way just to be giving value and getting people into that attraction-based marketing system that I went through in the last lesson, and just creating more brand awareness about what you do and who you are. So the next strategy being building collaborative partnerships. Like I said, this can be really, really powerful if it's done right. And the goal here is to connect with peers who serve a similar clientele to you. So we can either do this in the way of brand collaborations. So this is where you partner with another brand or business to leverage each other's audiences, or where you create a referral partnership, which is where you basically have a mutual agreement with another service provider or coach who can provide some type of non-competitive value to your clients, and vice versa. So this could be a great way to get another stream of leads or potential clients into your ecosystem through these referral partnerships. So if you want to do brand collaborations, the goal here should really be just to expand your reach. So this is more about building brand awareness again. Our referral partnerships, this is more about getting leads and business in. So they're the same kind of strategy, but they've got different objectives. So our brand collaborations, like I said, it's where we partner with another brand or business to actually leverage each other's audiences. So you can be going out there, finding another brand or business and actually reaching out to them and asking if there is potential to have some type of collaborative or brand collaboration. So for this to work, you really need to find someone who is kind of at the same level as you, because it does need to be mutually beneficial. But you can find people that have those larger followings that you know that you can provide value to their group or their clients, and actually just approach them and ask. There's never any harm in asking, especially if you're confident in the value you can actually give them, and go in with the help first mentality. Don't go in there thinking you're going to be taking something from them. that you're going to only have the objective of, taking their followers. It's never about taking, it's all about collaboration. It's all about non-competitive relationships. So of course you're not going to go out, for example, for me, I'm not going to go out there and approach another website designer to ask to present to their clients or their audience. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But what I would do is approach someone who has a group or audience full of coaches who doesn't provide any services similar to my own. And I would approach them with how I feel that I can help their clients get better results through what I can offer, and how I can actually help them expand their audience and authority by collaborating with me. The next way being referral partnerships. So like I said, this is where you create a mutually beneficial agreement between you and another service provider or coach who doesn't do the same service or offers as you, who can really complement each other and actually work together to get better outcomes for both of your clients. The good thing with this is that you don't really have to worry about how big the audience is. With our brand collaborations, it doesn't matter too much either. You can collaborate with smaller brands that can be really powerful as well. But generally, if you are wanting to really step up your audience and grow your audience, you're going to want to find brands and businesses who have a bigger audience than you, so you can really step up to that level. But at the same time, the brand collaborations can work really well also with two small audiences and really join forces to then expand that reach. But when we're looking at referral partnerships, we can really just focus in on what service providers or coaches are best going to suit serving our clients, or vice versa, despite how big their audiences or business actually is. So looking at the benefits of actually building referral networks, you can get better outcomes for your clients, which I just mentioned, and it's just another great source of leads and business coming your way. Don't underestimate the power of having a strong referral network for consistent clients. The good thing with referrals is that you're going to have a really, really high conversion rate from lead to sale because they have already built that trust with you. And we should also have a high level of trust using our 3-step inbound attraction-based marketing method. But the good thing is when you have a referral come in, more than likely they're going to convert with you because someone that they trust has recommended you, and that is something that's really, really powerful. So definitely never underestimate the power of having a strong referral base. Both of these methods and strategies that I've taught you about today are not only just powerful for building your income, building your client bases, and getting new business in. They are absolutely perfect for that. But more than that, they're actually really valuable because they can get you visible to your ideal clients and build that audience by leveraging already established congregation points in businesses and brands. But it can also teach you a lot about your ideal client, because if you're using the first strategy to go out there and find those congregation points and really become a part of that community and provide value and ask questions and conversations and build relationships, you're going to have a much better understanding of the actual pain points, challenges, goals, and desires of those people, and you can actually be adapting your business to their needs as you go. And that is something that is really, really valuable. So you're learning a lot about them as a part of your marketing strategy, which I think a lot of people don't really think about. Now, moving on to the actual action steps of this lesson, I have put a worksheet into this video here, so you can click on the link. It'll take you to a Google Sheet where you can actually just save a copy of what I've created for you. What I want you to do is go through and actually list out potential groups or brands that you can collaborate with or become a part of the community. So these are your congregation points. I've got 100 spots in this sheet for you. So this is kind of a modified concept of a method or strategy coined by Russell Brunson, who is the creator and founder of ClickFunnels. And this is called the Dream 100 list. So in his method, he talks about listing out 100 people or influencers and other business owners that you would love to collaborate with. But what I have done is I've put a column in there for your congregation point. So this is the group, or what the group's called, where your ideal client is hanging out, or the brand that you could potentially be collaborating with. I've then got another column here with the title leader. So this is the name of the leader. If it is a brand or congregation point that has a leader that you would potentially want to collaborate with. So I want you to put their name in there. I want you to go and follow them on Instagram or Facebook or whatever platform it is that you use. Friend them on Facebook if you need to, and actually start building a relationship or rapport with them too. Because you don't want to just sometimes just go out there and ask for that collaboration. It's good, just like we learned, to warm up our leads and nurture them, let them get to know us, and actually just create that rapport and that relationship. And you can do that with the leaders of these congregation points and these groups as well. I also have a column here for complementary services with a question mark. I want you to be really, really clear on exactly what it is that this potential brand collaboration or partner actually does and how your services fit into that. So now that I am business coaching, I can't reach out to anyone who is a business coach to collaborate because it's not really going to align with the direction that I'm taking my brand and vice versa. So you want to really think about what it is that they do, how your business or brand and offers fit into that, and the value that you can provide, the education you can provide to their audience, and what you can do for them is non-competitive. I know I've said that a few times in this lesson, but I really want to drive home the fact that everything that we're doing as a part of these two strategies with the congregation points and the brand collaborations is designed for collaboration, not competitive. I don't want you to think that you are going out there stealing followers or stealing clients from your competitors. That is not what we're aiming to do here. The second last column is strategy. So I want you just to take some notes on how you aim to approach this congregation point, this brand, this leader, and again, how you're going to pitch your value, your offers, or how that collaboration may work, or in those congregation points, what value you're going to provide to that group, and really what your action steps are to make that happen. And then the last column is just a little column for notes. I want you to kind of record as you go through these congregation points, what the response is like, what the outcomes are. And if you have any questions about this method, about the worksheet, or anything that we've gone through today, please drop it in the comments or let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. And otherwise, I will see you in the next lesson.